your favorite guy with too much time on his hands, your favorite guy with too much to talk about. You know, I wasn't gonna like intro this, like I was just gonna start talking about the topic that, as usual, we don't have a script on, but it's hard to do. I gotta like settle in. First of all, we're back again in my room. Once again, the only light is the one behind me and the one on my desk. You get to see it all. I'm not gonna put up the green screen. I'm not gonna set up the overhead light or nothing. I'm not doing nothing, bro. That's what I like about these videos. It's just the camera and I with the mic, and you know we turn on a few lights, but I'm not setting up anything good. I'm not gonna set up the background or nothing. Like, it's just, you know, we here. You know, I like this. I like the almost run and gun nature, even though I'm sitting and talking. But I like this though. I like just the casualness. That's the word I was looking for. Like the casual vibe going on here. Like it's just you and I talking. Well, not really talking. I'm talking, you're listening. I like this though. But we hit 100 subscribers. That was a big one. That's been a goal for like years now. It's crazy, bro. I started making YouTube videos when I was like 11, and I'm turning 20 this year. So that's it's crazy, you know. 9 years to 100 subscribers. I know, but there was a long period in between. In between these two ages of 11 and 19 going on 20, where there were just no videos uploaded. So that's why I'm sure if I uploaded consistently through these 9 years, I'd probably be much higher on the scale. But you know, right now we just get back into it. I'm sure if I was a lot more consistent now, which I'm working on. Consistency's hard on YouTube. It's a pain in the ass. But who am I complaining? I'm just a guy who goes to class and then plays video games and like occasionally uploads a YouTube video. I don't really have much to complain about. I appreciate the love on the last when we did these. The last time I sat in front of my camera and just talked about whatever. I appreciate you guys really messed with that one. That got, let's pull up the views. I got like 600. I want to say 30 views, close to 640. I want to say. Let's pull that up. Yeah, 642 views. I appreciate that a lot. That was nice. All the support on that, all of the love. You know, I don't really be plugging the channel. Like, I plug the channel on my Instagram. Go follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna put it right there. Go follow me on Instagram. But like, I don't really like plug the, you know, I don't do the whole YouTuber like, guys, like and subscribe. So the fact that people still do that anyway, people still like, people still subscribe is pretty cool. I mess with that. I appreciate that. It'd be really helpful if you did like and subscribe. It'd be nice. You know, I kind of like doing this whole YouTube thing, even though I'm not really consistent with it. But you know, I like it though. I like sitting here making stupid little videos and uploading them. I like, you know, if it's like this, something that makes you think. If it's like a typical vlog type of thing I do, if it's a little gaming video, you know, I'll be playing hella video games. You know, though, if you know, you know. I be sinking hours into the games, so sometimes it's kind of nice to just be like, well, I'm playing the game anyway, might as well record it. So, you know, I appreciate the love on the channel, love on the last video, love on the socials. I appreciate it all, man. I'm thankful. I'm really thankful. You know, a lot of people, when they don't immediately have 1 million followers, they get all bent up over things. But you gotta think, you get 20 likes on your photo on Instagram. Imagine 20 people coming up to you and like, I like that photo. That's a lot of people. So that's why that's the way I'm thinking about it. Imagine if 640 people sat down in a room and watched me talk about what I talked about on the last like rant video I did. Like, that's a lot of people, bro. Same thing. Imagine if 100 people walked up to you and were like, I really like your content. I'm gonna subscribe to your YouTube channel. Like, in person said that to you. That's a lot of people. So that's why I'm like, that's the crazy part to me, bro. So I'm just thankful for y'all, man. Like, last time we did a rant, it was spurred on by something. Like, you know, in the intro, I said, like, I've been playing a lot of Cyberpunk lately, so this is why this is what's been going on in my head. This is what I've been thinking about. And like, I brought up like a quote from True Detective. I don't necessarily have anything like that today. It's more of a general thing. I feel like last time we covered some broad topics and subjects, but a specific thing brought me to those broad topics. Now I have a broad topic I want to talk about, and I want to see if we can hone it down into a specific thing. You can't see all the hand movements I'm making. But yeah, today's topic I wanted to talk about is love. You see, I don't necessarily know what, why, how, what it was that made me think so much about love recently, but I just have been. By recently, I mean like the past day or two. And with how I edit, this might come out in 2 months, so who knows? Maybe I've been thinking about love for 2-3 months by the time you're watching this. Hopefully not, though. I've been thinking a lot about love. Love is so complex. Ding, 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 Captain Obvious. Love, complex. Human emotions are complex. What? I know, crazy, right? Man discovers humans are not as simple as they seem. 2025 colorized. I know, crazy. But, like, seriously, though, like, we oftentimes say we love things in place of, like, just a general, like, you could bump into someone on the street and, like, I love your sweater. This is the first time they're seeing that sweater. This is the first time they've seen you in that sweater. They're complimenting you, which is very nice, but they don't love your sweater. I could go outside. Once again, the go outside metaphor. I could go outside, it's snowing right now. It's snowing, or there's snow on the ground. I love snow. I really like snow. I enjoy it. I enjoy the feeling of like I don't mind this colder weather. I enjoy the feeling of walking on snow. I wouldn't necessarily say I love snow, but like it's just kind of in the moment. I might just be like I love snow. But when I think on it, I don't necessarily love it. So that's kind of what's so funny to me. Not funny, just interesting to me, though, how we use... I feel like it's interesting how we use love, the word, so generously in some aspects of life, but in others it's so sparing. I try to not limit, but just be careful with love and hate. Right, like I say, if I dislike someone, I feel like I always catch myself going, I hate them, and then I pause and I always correct myself. I don't hate them. I have a strong dislike, or I really don't like, or whatever. But I always correct myself. I'm like, no, I don't hate that person. I don't hate that thing. It has to be a very like visceral feeling for me to hate. And same thing with love. I don't necessarily assign my love. That feels real selfish to say assign my love as if it's like some commodity, but I don't necessarily assign it to things and people and all that like super quickly. The average person knows. The average person knows there's a difference between just saying, oh, I love this thing, and like having actual emotional love towards that thing or that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, I'm not breaking new ground here with what I'm saying, but I'm just kind of ruminating over these words, over these topics. So I just find it real interesting because I was sitting here thinking today, I was doing some work on my laptop, and I kind of just clicked on a video about what was it about? Pro wrestling. It was about Saturday night's main event, a WWE event. I gotta get real broad here. Not all of you guys are wrestling fans like I am. I'm a real wrestling fan. Okay, I like real graps. That's a reference that I have. I don't know if you would even get that, but like I love pro wrestling, right? See there, I'm saying I love it. I would say I do though. That was the thing. Here, I'm getting sidetracked. The story though was I clicked on this video, and I was watching it, and I was just like, it's kind of like a pause moment. I was like, I love pro wrestling, and I stopped, and I was like, do I? And I kind of thought I kind of zoned out. The video was just playing just in my ear, but I was kind of thinking like, do I love pro wrestling? Because like I talk about, I want to work in the pro wrestling industry. I want to do this. I want to do that. I would like all of my goals here in college always seem to kind of come back to like, I'm not going to say always come back to pro wrestling, but like they kind of find their way back to it, Like if I'm sitting in a class and a professor brings up like a parallel in a story, they're like, hey, this guy in this movie is like this guy in this movie. I'll be like, hey, that guy's like this wrestler in WWE. Like I just do that, right? And like, we're just same thing. If a professor's like, what do you guys want to do when you leave college? I'll kind of sit and I'll think. I'll be like, I love to direct. I love to script write. I love to do this. I love to that. And I always go, but I really want to. I want to book a wrestling show. I want to be like Triple H, bro. I want to be like the dude in the head office, who's like booking the matches and creating and helping the storyline. I want to be that guy. And so I just kind of sat like, I do love pro wrestling. I would say I do. I was like, that's one of those things that like I say I love it. And I mean it. I love professional wrestling. It's truly one of my, I'm not going to say guilty pleasure because I'm not guilty of liking it. Like, I'm forthright with it. I'll tell you, like, I love wrestling. It's just a pleasure. It's not a guilty pleasure. It's just a pleasure. It's something I love, So that's one of those things where I thought, like, yeah, I'm sitting there like, I love professional wrestling. That's one of the things in my life that I would say I love it. I don't really like it. I don't like it. I love it. Like fully, like I love wrestling, bro. I don't care. That was just kind of the thing that spurred on this thought that we say we love things, but out of those things we love, it's pretty rare that you actually do. And I feel like that is so interesting. How in the terms of anything that's not a person, we feel so comfortable saying we love, which I think is good. I feel like love is such a beautiful and like I don't even know. It's like such a ethereal emotion. That's such a weird way to describe it, but like That's the only thing I can think of. Love is such a beautiful and ethereal and valuable and like precious feeling that I think the fact that we as people have become so comfortable with just throwing it at things, I think that's good, especially now. People are so quick to just be haters, bro. People are so quick to be negative, to be haters. At least on the internet, all right? I feel like a lot of the time, anytime you say anything, people are haters. People are this, people are that. It's always online. You talk to a person in real life, they don't fucking do that. All right, so I feel like I gotta specify a lot of the time I say stuff. I gotta be like, well, mainly online, and this doesn't apply to real life. But yeah, like people are so quick to be like just negative. So I feel like it's kind of beautiful in a sense that we as people are just like, no, I love that. I love this. I love that. I love that shirt. I love that sweater. I love that place down the street that sells burgers. I love wrestling. You know, I feel like the fact that we're so, not all of us, obviously not all of us, but like the fact that a lot of people are so quick to just throw it out there at things is like kind of nice. That even if they don't necessarily love it, maybe they really like it. Maybe they're on their way to loving it. Maybe they kind of like it. But then in 10 years' time, they'll like love it, you know? But the fact that they choose to say that they love it is kind of cute to me. I don't really have any other way to say it. It's like cute to me almost, you know? The one that really gets me thinking is love directed towards people. Obviously. We've all loved somebody before. I have. You have. I believe in love. I love love. You know, love is... I'm always going to root for love even if love hasn't been the kindest to me, you know what I'm saying? I'm always going to love even if it hasn't loved me back. I've said the word too much. Now it sounds weird. People talk about, like, you know, love is dead. Chivalry is dead. The male loneliness epidemic. The incels. The femcels. The blah, 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 blah. Once again, that's a lot of bullshit. That's online, bro. A lot of people debating these terms don't know what a shower is. Haven't seen grass in a while. A lot of these people who debate those things watch too many podcasts. A lot of those people probably live life in VR chat. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of, there's a lot of stuff that is said that isn't real. Not isn't real, but, like, isn't really a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to come up unless you're searching for it, you know? Like, obviously your feed is filled with negative red pill guys when you're fucking spending your whole day watching negative red pill guys. Duh. So that's one thing, but like I feel like I was saying, like love is real, love is alive, love is a beautiful thing. I feel like it's always gonna be here because there's that human need to be with a person, whether it be familial, friendly, romantic, whatever it is, just to have another person there. Right, to be engaged with another person in some form or other, to love somebody, you know? And that we as people are craving that, we're so outwardly seeking it, whether, you know, same thing, a lot of people say, like, technology is created this but, like, has created this, like, divide in Gen Z, they're lonelier than ever. While that is true, is, like, the loneliest generation, they crave love the most. It's in our nature to want to love somebody. So while it does suck that we may struggle with it than other generations where there are these factors that are kind of stopping us, it's still us following our nature to love someone. And I think that in itself is poetic. You know, last time we had one of these talks, I brought up human nature, right? How... I'm seriously trying to remember what I was saying last time because I was sitting here for a while talking and all I do is talk, but sometimes I can't remember what I talked about because I talk a lot. Because all I do is talk. I talk a lot. But, last time we were here, I was talking about human nature and, like, evolution and how we kind of human evolved ourselves into a corner. This is another one of those things where it's like, this is human nature, evolution, but, like, this is in a beautiful sense, that the human instinct to continue the bloodline and to reproduce has evolved into human nature being like, I want to love someone. Like, I'm sure back in the day with freaking Homo erectus or whatever, he didn't love. Homo erectus was just like, I'm trying to Homo erectus, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to finish the joke, but you know what? You pick up what I'm putting down. Like, you know what I'm saying? The Neanderthals wasn't really out here like, damn, she bad. I want to go take her on a picnic. Like they was out there doing whatever they could to further the bloodline and preserve the bloodline. I gotta do it every time. Did I do that last video? I think I did. I think last video I said bloodline and I stuck my one up too. But yeah, but like now it's like, sure, your brain is like releasing whatever chemicals. It's like, gotta preserve the bloodline. I was gonna stick up the one again, but something in you emotionally is like, no, I'm doing this because my heart is telling me to, and I think that's beautiful. That while we are still trying to follow our genetic programming, we choose to follow our heart's programming. And I think that's beautiful. That people want to find love. People love love, even in same thing. Even you know, all this bullshit, male loneliness, incels, the femcells, the red pill, this pill, that pill, all this bullshit. If you talk to a person, they just want to be loved, bro. That's it. I think it's beautiful. It's not ethereal. I said ethereal earlier. It's not ethereal. It's beautiful. I can't think of words right now. I feel like normally I have a really good vocabulary, but right now I don't. And I don't want to sit here and Google words because that's just, I don't know. I don't want to stop my momentum. I feel like I got a good trail going. But yeah, I'm always going to root for love. I already said that, but like I truly mean it though, because I feel like there's somebody for everybody. I know you guys are tired of hearing it. I guarantee you, anything I'm gonna say is gonna be some stupid cliche. I'm checking my mic levels right now. Anything I'm gonna say is gonna be some stupid cliche that you're definitely tired of hearing. Plenty of fish in the sea. There's somebody for everybody. What other cliches are there? I don't know, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there are plenty of dumb little phrases that people say to someone to encourage them, but I believe them because it's true. But yeah, like there's opportunity for everybody. No matter how lonely you are, there's someone who would love you. No matter how beat, broken down, no matter what, there's somebody for you. And I like that. I think that's a good mindset to keep, because no two people are the same. And that's good, because while no person is the same, out of all the just billions of people on earth, and out of all the just infinite different ways a person can be, I don't know, concocted, for lack of a better term. There's definitely a better term, I can't think of it. But for out of the different ways a person can turn out, right? There's one for you. You know what I'm saying? If John over here has traits A, B, and C that he believes are undesirable, Jane over here with traits 1, 2, and 3 could find John's A, B, and C desirable, even if he doesn't like them. You understand what I'm saying? Like, no matter what is going on in you that you don't like, there's someone out there who's going to like it. No matter what is going on in you that you believe is negative, is bad, is whatever, someone's going to like it. Unless you're like, I don't know. No, I'm not going to say that, because I feel like even like real negative things, someone's going to like this real negative stuff, you know? But like still though, like I think the human propensity is propensity. Okay, see, now I'm gonna look up a word. Propensity definition. What does propensity mean? An inclination or a natural tendency to behave in a particular way. I'm correct. Like, the fact that humans have such a propensity towards love is fascinating to me. Because like I said, we want to love people and things and whatever we want to love, which is why we're so quick to assign it to things. Like I said, you know, I love this, I love that, I love recording videos, right? We're so quick to assign love to things. And even if we hesitate with people, we still want to, right? You're not going to go on a date with someone and tell them you love them that first date, but something in the back of your mind might tell you, if the date goes well, you could be like, oh yeah, maybe I'll say it in due time, you know? Right? You're not obviously not, you're not going to say it early on, but you could kind of think about it. You know, some people are quicker to love than others, obviously. I'm sure, you know, the average person watching isn't going to be like, I say I love you on the first date. I'm sure most people aren't, but maybe there's someone out there who's like, I do. I don't know, whatever. If that's your thing, this is a judgment-free zone. Do that. I don't know, do your thing. But yeah, I feel like it's so interesting how we deal with love. I think that was another thing that was kind of irking me. I don't think I used that term. That was another thing that was kind of hanging over my head today. I was thinking about what I do love, and I was thinking about like how we all handle love differently. Like I was saying, no matter what has happened, I'm always going to believe in love. I think love is is always gonna be here. Love is beautiful. Love is amazing. I love it. But some people are like so quick to give up on. Maybe not quick, right? Because obviously, if you've been chasing love for like 50 years, it's not quick. That's a long time. But you get what I'm saying. Though. Like some people are so forthright to outwardly say like, I give up on love. I'm giving up on love. I'm giving up on whatever. XYZ in relationships, love, finding love, whatever it is. But I feel like that's such a negative mindset. I understand. I can understand why. Because no one says that out of the blue. No one is having a fine Tuesday. And then it's just like, you know what? Today's a good day to give up on love, huh? No one does that, you know? It's always because something happened. You know, your last girlfriend dumped you, and you're like, I'm done with love forever, right? No, I don't know. Your last boyfriend cheated on you. I'm done with love. You know, it's always something negative happens, and that's when the person gives up on love. And then typically I feel like it's pretty common for them to be in a healthy relationship, like I don't know, 8 months to a year later, and they're like, love is alive and well, so we all know how that goes. But still, like, it's so, I gotta stop saying so, pause. I gotta stop going, it's so, and then pausing, and then saying interesting, or it's so, pause, fascinating. I do that a lot. But that's the only way I can think of it. It's intriguing, there we go, another word. It's so intriguing to me how people can just say that they give up on love. When they don't, no one truly gives up on love. You know what's got me thinking about love? Rom-coms. On my flight here, I was watching some romance movies. I watched 10 Things I Hate About You. My last 4 movies on Letterboxd have been like rom-com romance movies. So when I was at home, I watched Sidelined: The QB and Me, which is a Tubi movie with Noah Beck, based off of a Wattpad fan fiction. Not gonna lie, I was gonna do a review on it and I didn't. I think I will though, because I have a lot of thoughts on that movie. But on my flight here, I watched 3 movies, three romance movies. I watched 10 Things I Hate About You, Silver Linings Playbook, and Crazy Stupid Love. And I could make a discussing whatever video about those 3 movies. That could be its own topic, but we're already here and I already brought them up. And I feel like it's fitting for these rant videos for me to bring up something I watched or something I heard, whatever. But yeah, so those 3 movies on the plane plus the one I watched when I was at home. So 4 romance movies that I've reviewed on Letterboxd have just gotten me thinking about love and all that. You know, no one gives up on love. That's the one thing I'm saying. No matter what you say, you don't actually give up on love. Like, for example, Crazy Stupid Love, we'll take that. That's the movie with Steve Carell and Ryan Gosling. And Steve Carell is this, like, 40-year-old, not virgin. That's a reference to it. That's a different movie. He's this, 40-some, 50-year-old, whatever, just a normal guy, middle America. He's got 2 kids, a wife, he works a corporate job. And then his life comes tumbling down when his wife is like, I cheated on you with this guy. And he's like, what do I do now, Because the whole plot, but like the whole thing is that like they've been together since they were like 18 or like 17. Like they've been together for years, for basically their whole lives. So, when that's the only woman you've known, this wanting to build a life with her, and now you have a life with her, is all you've ever known for that long, and then it comes crashing down. It's like, what do you do? Steve Carell does what any man would do. Try to get as much pussy as he can. And then that's when Ryan Gosling's character comes in. He's like, man, you're failing horribly. You look like a sack of shit, a shell of a man. I'm going to help you out. And, we see that happen in the movie. We see Steve Carell just gaming up all the bad bitches and stuff and doing his Steve Carell thing, And it was a good movie, actually. I really liked it. Tying this back to what we were talking about, how people give up on love. Steve Carell doesn't give up on love. I mean, I don't remember specifically, but, like, his son kind of drills that into him. He was like, dude, if you really love Mom, you would, like... You would show her, you would try, you would go get her, you would do something other than being a divorced bachelor in like a shitty apartment who goes to drink all the time and like plays catch with me in the parking lot. Like, you would do something. You don't just give up on love, especially if it's someone you really love with. You're really in love with, which is a whole other topic that I don't think I've really even talked about. I'm talking about love in like the general sense. Love is like the big overarching force, not antagonistic force or protagonistic force, just a force. Just a third party, I guess, right? There's a plane flying over. I'm gonna wait. Okay, I think we're good. I'm talking about love as in just like a general thing. Like, a lot of people I want to find love, and that just means them that is the act of finding suitors, whether it be going on dating apps, going out and meeting people, just talking more, whatever it is, right? Finding love is such a general topic. So giving up on love, the general topic, means I'm gonna stop do what I did before, right? So we'll take me for example, right? If I said I'm gonna find love, then I downloaded Tinder on my phone and I started swiping, whatever, and then I see a girl and things are cool, and then I don't know, we break up, whatever. So I'm giving up on love. In that situation, me giving up on love would probably just entail deleting Tinder. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But in Steve Carell's Crazy Stupid Love case, giving up on love for him in that movie would have been stopping his efforts to get his wife back. In 10 Things I Hate About You, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, I forgot his name, Cameron, his name's Cameron, but Cameron giving up on love would have been him not pursuing, what's her name? I forgot the girl's. Let me look it up, dude, because it's gonna piss me off if I can't remember her name. Is it Bianca? No. Yeah, Bianca, right? Because Kat was the one that Heath Ledger's character wanted. Yeah, I think. Yeah, no. Kat was who Cameron wanted. Bianca was who Patrick wanted. Okay. Back to what I was saying. So yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character Cameron, him giving up on love would have been him stopping his pursuit of Kat, right? The third movie I mentioned, Silver Linings Playbook. That's a. I didn't mean to make that face. That makes it look like it's a negative face. That's just me being. This is a bit harder to tackle, but I guess Bradley Cooper's characters giving up on love would have been. You see, well, that's an interesting movie. I mean, all three of these are interesting movies, and they're not. No, none of them are cut and dry. But the first two are more cut and dry than the third, so to speak. I guess you could say Bradley Cooper's character in that movie. I feel like this is a good case where you could assign. Obviously, he has some love for his ex-wife in that movie, and then the whole thing where he gets sent away, and he comes back, and he's so dead set on, like, I gotta win her back, blah 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 blah. So you could say he still loves her, but then the whole ending with Jennifer Lawrence's character, where he was like, I loved you, I was in love with you like 2 weeks ago or whatever. Like, I've been, I forgot how that movie went. Not that I forgot, but it was just, it's been a while it's been a few weeks since I watched them. And that one was a bit more, that was less of a, it was a romance, but it wasn't as of a traditional romance as the other two. So, but that's what but to tie it all together, wrap a nice bow around it. Probably not even a nice bow, just to wrap a bow on it. I think it's such a, bro, I don't know what's going on next door. It sounds like they're fighting. So to tie it all together, love is beautiful because you can never really give up on it. Whether you're giving up on love in a general sense and not pursuing anyone, you'll find yourself pursuing someone or being pursued. Love is, you can't give up on loving a person because either you two get through and work it out, or if you don't work it out, you end up learning to love yourself more. That love you directed towards them is going to come back, and you're going to figure out a way to love yourself more. I feel like that you're going to find a way to to love yourself more. I don't got which other way to phrase it. Like the expression goes, you can't love somebody else until you love yourself. And I feel like that's true. That's probably the truest thing I've said this whole video. Because, same thing, if you think you're in love and you're pursuing someone and you're getting at them and whatever, and you're just always, looking for that satisfaction in someone else. And then you get to that to use a term I learned in script writing, that all is lost moment, right? When it's just like, man, it's not going to work out, whatever. In most movies, if this was a movie, you would go and you'd win that person back. But this is real life. This isn't a movie. Sometimes things truly just don't work out. So if things do work out and you do get the happy movie ending and you and that person do fall in love and have a beautiful life together, great. If not, you will learn to take the things that happen in that relationship and you will improve upon them. You'll learn things. You'll be taught things, whether it be from the other person, whether it be from yourself, whether it just be from, whatever. You'll learn things. You'll improve, and at the end of it all, you will learn to love yourself more. And I find that beautiful. I know I said beautiful a lot, but I do. I think I've exhausted this topic. I've been talking for like 40-ish minutes, maybe close to an hour considering the first part, but I've been talking for a bit now. So thank you so much for being here. If you made it this far, I appreciate that. I don't like doing it, but I feel like I kind of have to now. My little YouTuber guys, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to share the video with your friends. Make sure to follow me on other social medias. Make sure to do all that stuff. I appreciate that. I'll do my best to upload more consistent. I think we're gonna do a lot more of these. Maybe we'll up the production value. Maybe I'll like set up the green screen and we'll like put stuff behind me. You know, I think it'd be kind of cool to do like a like a PowerPoint to go with. Do a little bit of scripting, a little bit. I know the whole appeal of these is that they're unscripted and I'm just talking, but it'd be kind of fun to do like a bit of scripting and maybe just put out like images of things, a little bit of words, not that much. So for the most part, it'll still be me talking, whatever.